Are we live? I believe we may be live. Buttons to press, you know the drill. If you are here, say hello in the comments. And I can see comments. I see Jez, McKnuckle, Rudy, Felty, Max, Patrick. Jace is in. Bloody hell, Jace, you're early. You alright, mate? Come on, you know the drill. I know people are watching. I keep telling you on Facebook I'm here. Carry on talking amongst yourselves then. Just forget I'm here. It's okay. Shall I talk to you instead?
Yeah, you can talk to me.
You're not listening though, are you?
Not really, but there again, when do we ever?
True. And yeah, Kez is in the house. I see. Shololola Rambin. No, Gary. Trying to. Oh, now you've noticed I'm here, Rambi. Right, okay. Hello. Did you summon me, Master Tutor? I like that. We know it ain't true, but I like it. Jace, it does look mint, mate, and thank you for your help, dude. Kids have too much caffeine, Mel. Actually, they've been pretty good at the minute. We've had a good weekend with the kids.
They're rather quiet, to be fair.
Yeah, to be truthful, it's a little concerning.
No, I've just been up Corb and went, Mom.
They know I've got a live show, haven't they?
I think
they're going to be watching on YouTube. He's going to. If I have to ban him, I had to give Corbin a timeout on the comments before.
What did he? Was he on?
Yeah.
Little.
I know. Have you seen the news from WHF? First off, what's WHF? You just scared the bejesus out of me. Did I? Sorry, Surreal. When does Kez ever listen to you, Mel? Never. All is well, yes, Frank and Kerry? Hey, Celts. Cheers, Jace. Appreciate that, bud. No, Jace came down on Monday. It was Monday, wasn't it? And helped me with a big shift round. And since then, I've actually my time in the studio this week hasn't been much terrain. The foreground project's been kicked back a couple of weeks, which has given me a bit of lull time. It sort of caught me on my toes, to be truthful, because I thought it'd be starting next week. Yeah, so I'm having to come up with some tutorials on the quick. You know what I mean? So not next week, but the week after. Yeah, you'll be getting trenches, big trenches. I thought I'd do trenches. Yeah, I like trenches. Yeah, but Jace came down and he helped me move everything around. But I spent the rest of the week sort of playing around with camera angles. Yeah, because I'm planning live studio days. Yeah, Warhammer Fest. Right, I have not seen the news from Warhammer Fest. Was there a big idol of me? I doubt it. Was there any mention of me? I doubt it. What's coming out terrain-wise then? Had to just sit through a 5-second commercial when you went live? Really, Bill? Thank you for your patronage, dude. I will have earned approximately for that. What is it? I get roughly $2, yeah, per 1,000 views. Don't know. No, that can't be right. Can't get $2 per 1,000 views because I've had 5 million views, and there is no way I have had $10 million. No. There's no way I've had even close to that. What is it then? Oh, it's per million, isn't per thousand. I get $2 per. No, that can't be right because I've had 5 million views and I've had more than $10. I have no idea what I get. Any future build for the Shadow War? Now you see, I'm interested. I am interested. I have beer, I have steak, I have really bad sunburn, so 2 out of 3 means it's all good. It's supposed to be 2 out of 3 ain't bad, dude. Come on, you know the lyrics. What about how to make 28mm air? Should be quick. Yeah, but Rudy, if I do that, there's someone bound to pull me on my technique. So, as you know, I have rebranded this show. This show now runs for 90 minutes. Yeah, I want to make that clear. You've got me till 10:30 and no longer, because after that, Kerry has me to make a bruise and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you do know there's a giggle there. That's 20 years married, that is.
I don't even have to listen to your conversation. I can just tell by looking over at you, the look on your face if you talk about me.
She can tell the look on my face when I'm in a different room. Normally because I'm live on YouTube pulling that face. You make 0.01 cents. Is that what I make? 70,000 views equals $100 US. I think I get less than that. I think my rate is less than that. Yeah, because I know there's videos that I've done 30 and they haven't done 50. Yeah, not much less than that, but probably around that. Hey, Esty. Kerry has you to make her brews.
Coffee.
I watched an advert for a whole 5 seconds, so I reckon I made you about 5 cents. No, dude. No, doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Do you know, I once had a commercial on YouTube. I did really well out of it. YouTube did this thing, yeah, where they let channels make their own channel adverts, and what they did was they played them on other channels. And I got played on some Hobbit one or something, my little advert, yeah. And my advert was pretty much, in fact, my advert was the channel intro, yeah. And I did really well out of it. And then they stopped doing it because I was on a live chat, like a live hangout sort of seminar, learning about YouTube with YouTube, and they sort of said they cancelled it because they had horrendous results. And I was like, bring it back, just bring it back. Hey, Gaz. Jay says YouTube pays about 80 cents per 1,000 views, I think, per banner ad, and about 4 per 1,000 clicks on a video ad. See, I don't know how the clicks and that sort of stuff works. You know, to be perfectly honest, I click monetization on my videos. Yeah, the ones that, you know, I think are fine to monetize. Yeah. And then once a month, you know, I get a check from Google that roughly, yeah, pretty much covers the studio costs and a couple of other fixed costs. So when will you be back in the studio checking the artex on the building wall? Yeah, I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. Yeah, I will check over the artex. It looks like it's hard and quite nice. What I have noticed is that the laser stain, you know, when you do the laser burning, you get the dust. Yeah, that's soaked through it. Yeah, so that's something I wasn't expecting. Now, it's not a major issue, but I'm curious whether that will continue through the paint as well, whether the paint will reactivate the artex. Yeah, I mean, in practical, all it means is that, like with most laser cut buildings, it needs wiping down with an alcohol wipe first. Oh, pardon me. It's all right. We had a wicked stir fry before coming on the show, but
Oh yeah, what Corbin made?
yeah, but I'm feeling it. Right, okay, like this is a terrain session. I am making this about terrain from now on. Yeah, I'm doing my level best, guys. I really am. So, terrain questions and answers. Now, if you have a terrain question, I ask that you start the question in capitals with the word question, just so it's a bit easier for me to spot in these, like, oh, I'm going Specsavers tomorrow. I think I'm going to end up with glasses.
I hope so.
I'm going to get ones like, what you call it?
You can get sexy ones.
No, no.
Yeah.
No. Who was
You're not
Australian?
having like
Australian. Yeah. Everyone loves her. Bloke in drag.
Dame Edna.
Yeah, I'm going to have Dame Edna glasses just to piss Kez off. No, Jace, please do not ask people to click my ads. Yeah, under no circumstances click an ad just to support me. The problem is, if you do that, I have this weird sort of spike, yeah, in the ratio of click to views. And what happens is, that's called click fraud. And I get demonetized for that. Yeah, so I appreciate the sentiment, Jace. Yeah, but guys, only click on an ad, yeah, if you like the look of the ads, okay? Monetize all your vids, silly. Generally, I don't tend to monetize vids where there are announcements vids where, what do you call it? You know, I'm asking people, hey, everyone, I need you to look at this or something like that. Or, oh, Gaz completed everything for the Kickstarter today. That was the, what do you call it, Paranoid Miniatures one. And he's had to make his first correction. He's had to move from a 60mm base to a 75mm base. Gaz, planning and preparation, mate. You almost pulled it off, dude. Elton John. Yeah, Elton John, just like him. Needs to get minion goggles. I would friggin' love minion goggles. Question, what do you think of static grass? And do you have any cheap tips for cheap static grass or similar? Right, static grass. Static grass is brilliant. As tough as, what shall it? Just a ground covering. It does require, to build it up, it does require sprinkling. If you're not applying it with a static grass applicator, sprinkling, yeah, gentle hairspray, hold it in place, sprinkling, hairspray, sprinkling, hairspray, then seal it off with what shall it, work down PVA. Yeah. With regards to cheap static grass, go and have a look at something like flocking.biz. Okay, static grass comes from the automotive trade. That's where flocking comes from. You know, on your cars, on the interior, you know that the velvet feel, that's flocking. Now, the automotive trade, yeah, they sell bags of this flock, dirt cheap. I mean, big bags. The thing is, you can only get them in set colours. You don't get them in the mixes. So what you have to do is pick a couple of colours and mix them yourself. Okay? But it means you make your own blends. Jays, don't be naughty. Don't lose me monetization, dude. On the plus side, if I lose my monetization, I could swear lots. And I can swear. Oh, I know some swear words. Timmy Mallet glasses. No, not doing it, you. Everyone has a limit. Mel will appear on drag if we hit. No, I've got to be careful about this. I made that mistake last time. I said 4 digits. I dropped Mel drag down from 2,000 down to 1,000 because I said 4 digits. So I have to be careful with this lot because they're always watching. So yeah, with regards to the flock, sorry, just to go back to it, check out flocking.biz. Okay, look at automotives. You may have to invest in a couple of little bags of different colours. Okay, unless you're doing snow, in which case just buy white. But you can get it in all different lengths. Yeah, in all different colours. Right. Can you make a video guide with hills? Dude, can I make a video guide about doing hills? Brickstorm, go and have a look at the hills playlist. I think we're up to about 30 videos on
There's
different...
tons.
Can I finish?
Sorry.
Yeah, there's tons of videos in there. Yeah, on what you call it, on hills, mate, from basic ones to different techniques to quite advanced ones. Yeah, so Brickstorm, go to the channel homepage, scroll down to where it says scenic modelling tutorials, select the what you call it, the hills playlist, and fill your boots, dude. I particularly like the cork bark rock face. Question on any ideas how to make a super detailed pine tree with alcohol or any viscous Marlin in Sweden produced this. He did use alcohol. I've no idea. Pine trees. Bog brushes, aren't they? Pine trees?
No, bottle brushes.
Yeah. Luke APS did a video. And what you call it? Also Viv, rubbish in, rubbish out. I think he does the same sort of technique. They buy gutter guards, yeah, which are like 16-foot long bog brushes, and then trim them down. And then it's
Toilet
just
brushes, if you don't know what a bog is.
yeah, and then they spray them with what you call it, a spray adhesive. You know, dip them in the old flock, seal them. Celts, question: you use bottles with Celts. Celts, ask your question again, dude. Question: any urban trade besides Zombieland are you going to tackle? I want to do apocalypse, as in 40k apocalypse terrain. I have an itching. Westy, are you going to wash it later tonight? Dude? That was the wrong comment to read out after I said I have an itching. Can you make fairy terrain? I should with Willow, shouldn't I?
We should. The mushroom houses and... in the sides of trees. Think Smurfs.
Save it for the summer. Okay, what we'll do is when we hit the summer,
It's different scale. It's looking out at scenery rather than looking
it's not that.
around and down on it.
I haven't got the time to start it now. Then I've got the foreground build. Once we get off the foreground build, we're talking sort of mid-July. We'll be getting ready for end of school, end of July. So I can roll into that because I'll need a couple of weeks just to.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing to do with the kids as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Mel, I have 12mm thick insulation foam. What should I cover with it? High dense or low dense, mate? I hear what you're saying, Jace. Question, you use bottles with a tube on it to apply watered down PVA. What are those bottles called? Because I've not been able to find them online. Squeezy bottles, mate.
It's just the tip, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, what you call
when
it?
you did the windows and stuff with.
If you look for squeezy bottles, they're the ones with the nozzles on. And they get lumped into there. I don't know what the proper name is, but that's how I found them. On eBay, squeezy bottles. Do not buy plastic bottles drunk. Like I did. And I had about 100 squeezy bottles too. I've got tons of them, man. If you need any. No, I'm not going to say that because, like, buy your own. Right, question. How would you do cracked marble bases? The combination of smooth and cracked seems tricky. That's too difficult for a video to describe, mate. But basically, you're talking about very subtle washes with a flow aid to get the marble effect, and then some very fine crack painting. Yeah, go and have a look at base. Do look up marble bases because essentially what you're talking about here is a painting technique. Yeah, he used moss and barbecue sticks. Did he really? Good on him. I'm putting a pledge wash on a mini mel. A pledge wash. What's a pledge wash, mate? Get the Smurf houses from McDonald's Happy Meals. No, we're going to make them. High density. Right, George, if you're working with high density foam, then to be truthful, you don't really need to coat it with anything with regards to stability. Generally, I would give it a thin down coating of filler just to fill it off and just to firm it up. Yeah, you could give it a coating of watered down PVA and sprinkle grit and small sand, stones, etc. It tends to be the low density stuff, the expanded polystyrene, that you need to coat to harden it up. High density, yeah. High density is normally quite fine. Tim, you've missed nothing. I poured Gregory. I poured resin in a pond last night, and some of it leaked out. Any ideas for it? Cut it off and what you call it? Use it as a leak of a pipe. You calm down, Ewan. Anthony, question. If we have a question about a question, I don't even start that, Anthony. Cracked marble, there is a pest where you can get that apply the crack when it dries. Yeah, you can get crackling paste. Yeah, but I don't think that's what he's talking about. Because with crackling paste, you can't get the smoothness of marble. What we're talking about is the look of cracks, the fault lines within marbles, not specifically cracked marble. Pledge out in varnish. Ooh, right. Tattoo washer bottle or tattoo ink bottle, I believe. No, it's not a tattoo ink bottle. He's talking about my larger bottles, my, 250ml bottles. Not tattoo, not dropper bottles. You can use Pledge floor wax as an acrylic medium. Is that correct? See, I've always kept away from the floor waxes and that sort of stuff. You mix this. Look, what you call it mixes. Pledge. Nice. How would you smooth it if you use crackle paint? How would you smooth them out? Verified sandpaper, mate. After it's actually cracked, yeah, where you get the crackle, when you get crackles, you typically get little ridges. So where it breaks and it separates, Yeah, you get ridges which sort of raise up. Yeah. Or a little sanding over with a very, very, very high grit sandpaper. Oh, what's your opinion and experience with AK Stillwater, if any? Haven't got any, mate. Not AK. I'll give that pledge one a go. I mean, I normally use matte medium, but it's quite expensive. But then again, I don't use I don't use matte medium on it. I only use matte medium, okay, when I'm making washes. If I'm covering buildings, yeah, specifically plastic buildings, because typically I make my washes out of paint rather than ink. Okay, and paint tends to carry its own fixer anyway. But on top of that, a lot of the stuff that you're sticking it to, you need the acrylic medium because it's smooth, and a lot of terrain isn't smooth. Gasbeely, question. We'll soon be starting small diorama scenes for our factions. I'm looking for something I could use as a picture frame at 32mm scale. Picture frame, 32mm scale. Dolls houses, doll furniture, mate. If you're looking for something that you may have to pay a couple of quid, yeah, but you'll get bang on. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I mean, I can think of a few things like you get a bit of grating, trim it, and all that sort of stuff. But I think for what you want, mate, lay a couple of quid out, dolls houses. Oh, and why is my name not up on the screen yet? Is it? I haven't even checked. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a fundraiser as well. You know, if you would like to support the channel and appreciate these questions and all that, Jason's been doing a cracking job and I haven't even bloody mentioned it. Yeah, so, I see a PayPal. I wonder who this could be. Thank you, Gareth. He's a lovely chap. I met him on Beasts of War. He joined me outside while I was having... Oh, I can't log in now.
Oh, don't be rude.
No. This is part of the admin job of this.
It's just rude.
No, it isn't.
You're being ignorant.
No, I've got to check the message in case he sent me a message. We've got to get Gasby on the screen. Yes, he was a lovely man. I met him at Beasts of War. He followed me outside into the dark. I was going for a cigarette. He just wanted to talk to me. Then he followed me home. I mean, we were staying in the same hotel. There we go. It was rather polite actually. It was rather nice because we had a lovely time at Beasts of War, and me and Gaz sort of chatted on the tail end of the weekend because of the way the room was set up. It wasn't until people had started to leave on Sunday that I start. Oh, pardon me.
It's got bones in it, babe.
It has. It wasn't until tail on Sunday that we actually started having a proper chat. And I must admit, it was quite a surreal. So we'll walk home, and we're chatting away, walk up, and we let each other in, and then we walk up the stairs, and he goes off to his room, and I go off to my room, and it was like a bit surreal to be truthful, but not as surreal as waking up in a room with Garrison. That was a surreal situation. Yeah, everyone, big up Gaz. Thank you, Gaz. Diego Ratio. Question. How can I make small leaves for tree models and what can I use for it? Thank you. Green Stuff World. They do leaf punches. Little punches that you can use, leaves or card. And they do a whole range of them now, don't they? I just got this one basic one. Yeah, and you can just print out whatever leaves you want. You know what I mean? Well, not print out, sort of stamp out the leaves. The other option, yeah, is if you can find like a stencil, a font, lay it down onto a piece of paper or something like that, scale it down, put loads of them, find someone who laser cuts and get them to laser cut some green card for you. Yeah, and get your leaves that way. I've been playing with that recently because my thumb hurts from that stamp. I mean, I tried to get the kids to do it, but they only do a couple of hundred and then they get bored after an hour or two. Right. We're doing the questions tonight, aren't we? and breathe. Like spike. Go on, guys. Give it a like spike. See, now you stopped asking questions, and I don't know whether I should start talking about something or just sit here in silence waiting for a question while you lot talk amongst yourselves. Shall I go and make a brew? I can come back in a minute. I mean, you carry on your conversation. It's because I've been answering questions and the rest of you have just been doing your typical normal Sunday sort of natter, isn't it? And then people have stopped that and go, oh God, he's looking at us. Yeah, I am looking at you. I'm making some hills today. I got out my foams, glue, grit, and lickety spit in my gritting hills are drying. Nice one, matey. Nice one, Jerry. Question, suggestion for melting foam for a river without a torch. Ooh. Difficult, mate. Hot wire router, yeah. If it's foam, I'd be tempted to get something like a wire brush. And I'm not talking like the coils, I'm talking like the brushes which are strands, you know, literally a wire brush and just go over it and just literally abrase it out. Anthony, the parcel did turn up. Thank you. Willow, love the presents. And those photocopies, there's some info in there, mate. I'm slowly, it's coffee reading, you know what I mean? Mel Sunday chat room. Yep. Mel, airbrushing dye on leather. Oh my God, it's awesome. You were totally right. Nice one, buddy. Is that some of your recent stuff I've been seeing? Have you posted stuff today, Jez, that's been airbrushed? Because I saw that, I think it was a pouch with a green and it looked mint. Question. How would you do the inside of a spaceship? Maybe an entire one for a board to play on. Maybe a new series? Depends. If you're not a brilliant modeler, then I would look at Herstarts because they do spaceship interior molds and you can cast them. Yeah, and they're all sort of like inch pieces and stuff like that, so they work together, you know what I mean? Yeah. Beyond that, I'd probably experiment with EPVC and plasterboard. That's a lot of cutting and a lot of detailing. The problem with the interiors of spaceships are detail. And as everyone knows, yeah, detail in terrain takes time, man. Question second time. How would you apply water to a scene? My work has it done over 20 years, and there isn't really any trouble at all. What? Max, I don't understand the question, mate. Yeah, what Celts is saying. Spaceship interior, laser cutters. Yeah, bang on. Because it's about getting that regular look, you know what I mean? You see, making hills is easy because they're not supposed to look regular. Whenever you get into anything that requires precision cutting and lots of detail made up of precision cutting, that's when, that's when it starts eating your time. Which do you find better for scribing brickwork in, pink or blue? EPS foam. I would say blue. It's slightly denser than pink, to be truthful. Someone told me that the colours are actually a grading system in EPS. Now that would make sense because actually green foam, I've got some in the in the shed. That's seriously dense. Yeah. Now I don't know what the colour grading system is. I need to dig that information out. But obviously the higher the density, the better. And I do know that blue foam is denser than pink foam, and green foam is denser than than blue foam. The background with airbrushed in. Yeah, Jez, I saw that. Very nice, man. Can we prefix messages with an answer if we are answering someone's questions? Yeah, sure. Chris is in. Just joined and saw a chat about spaceship interiors. Right up his street. Right, I better stay on top of the phone in case any more of you lovely people. No. No emails. Question: when you visited Beast of War, did you get a chance to have a look at their sponge cliffs? What was your opinion of them? They're nice. Yeah, I got a good look at them. They've got a few pieces there. The technique, it's quick, it works well. Yeah. With regards to realism, they're as realistic as any other stylized wargaming cliff. I mean, I don't think you get anywhere near realistic cliffs until you start getting into, rock molds and stuff like that. If we're perfect, I mean, even what you call it, cork bark. If I'm perfectly honest, yeah, it doesn't look like a cliff. Yeah, it just looks a lot more like a cliff than most stylized wargaming hills. Yeah, so they're as close to what's called realistic, being realistic as any other wargaming hill, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, the pluck method, very nice indeed. I like it. They do tend to be flat, but that's the nature of the foam that they're using, and I can easily see that, Lloydie will play with that some more. Yeah, the fact that they're spongy isn't a problem at all. They were nice, to be perfectly honest. I did like them. Question: what's a good pressure for airbrushing? I'm using Vallejo air paints. I airbrush it anywhere around from 30 psi up to 60 psi, depending on what I'm trying to get through it. What's your opinion on the 8th edition rules and new primer? I haven't even seen anything of them. I've heard they're bigger Marines. I don't know about 40k at the minute. I'm deluded. Tree bark works, yeah, but cork bark, not sure. Mel, any advice for new starters on Terrain Maker and on how much to charge for what they make? Oh, dude, you're asking the wrong man. Mate, if I'm honest, yeah, when I make terrain, I've never made more than a couple of quid an hour. Yeah. What you should do is materials plus time. Yeah. At a minimum of minimum wage. Yeah. But it only tends to work out once you've refined your technique for mass producing good terrain cheaply. Yeah, because what you tend to find is materials plus time. Yeah. Actually, when you're making individual pieces, it becomes a ridiculous amount. Question: any suggestions for small miniature bases? What would work best as cheap materials? Dirt, dyed sponge. How to make barrels? To be perfectly honest, yeah. What the hell is that pop-up that keep? I've had a pop-up and it's on this computer and it's on my other PC, yeah, and it keeps popping up. It's a window. It's looks like a DOS window. Pops up, disappears. Something background task. Now I've scanned them both, yeah, vigorously for no viruses or anything like that, or anything even remotely dodgy. But it's doing my nutting. Surreal gets his sawdust from the Amish. Seriously, dude, are they Amish by you? I also, I've always I don't know much about them, but I've always had this sort of respect for the Amish, of the sort of idea of like, we keep ourselves to ourselves. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of respect for that. We just get on with life. We're quite happy doing it the way we're doing it. Don't click on anything you don't want, Mel. I don't. I'm actually really quite, you know what I mean? I'm quite conscious about. We got hacked years ago when they had money out of a bank, and so I'm really conscious about what sites I visit, and I keep my computers updated, and you know I do all the virus stuff. What's the most functional household item you use to build? Steak knife.
Me sieves.
No, I don't use to build those. I use those for for sieving grit.
And sprinkling stuff.
Malware. Could be Westy. Question: would you recommend using styrofoam core and then later glue the stonework on top of it to make a stone fort? You can engrave the You can engrave the stones into the into the actual polystyrene, into the styrofoam. What stones are you going to glue on top of it? Have you got Have you got stone molds, or are you looking at picking stones up and literally gluing them in? What's your thoughts? Any thoughts on steampunk terrain board? Cogs, springs. Yeah, you can buy them in bags. Steampunk bits, I think they're called on eBay. You can buy bags of They use them for accessorizing, their outfits. Yeah, the cosplayers, and you can stick them on your terrain. Just do fantasy, yeah. Aim it for Victorian time. Just stick cogs on everything. Is it okay if I post something I create on the group to get positive feedback? It is, as long as you don't make it commercial, mate. I've started using a meat hammer for texturing foam. Yeah, I can see that working. Guys, you could, but that's a lot of work, man. Is it possible to make ruins with only high density foam? Yeah, of course it is. I've got 10mm sheets that you can do that with. Question: do you honestly think Kez isn't going to make you suffer if you use her kitchen tools for terrain making? Really? Nope, not commercial. Post away then, bike boy. 101 viewers, very nice. Best place for blue foam in the UK, I would say either panel systems or Jacador insulation. Best thing to make a castle out of: brick, stone, or foam. You can make it sheets where the stonework is sculpted, so I can also paint detail on before gluing. It sounds like a good idea, dude, but my Mel sense is tingling that would be a right pain in the backside when the reality hit. You know what I mean? There you are. Jace has posted the link to panel systems. So come on, keep the questions coming. We have got Gatsby on the latest supporters. If you would like to support the channel, you can either jump on PayPal. The address is right there, theterraintutor@gmail.com. Send a little donation to help everything keep going. Or you can jump on what's called Patreon. Yep, the link is down below. Okay, and all that, make the monthly pledge, and that helps as well. The big thing is, if you do it during a live show, you get a shout out. Question, I want to make crackled tarmac for my underhide board. How to do that? I wanted a road look of tarmac that's been hit with insane frost after insane heat. I would probably cut out holes and then refill them with bits of grit. To be truthful, mate.
Or
Because that's what you typically get a lift, don't you? And then you get the drop.
the blue foam.
Yeah.
You know the rolling pin you did with the roller with the what's it? If you just got an old rolling pin and glued little tiny bits of grit all over it,
Might
dry,
be too
and then
regular.
Just roll it over the thing.
Might be too regular, but I like the idea. Your mel sense. Do you need to get your mel sense checked once a year to become maladjusted? Oh, here we go. Whoa!
No, it's okay. I was going to say, have you got clothes on, Willow? Yeah.
It's all right. What
That's
you
it,
got?
there.
Right, I've got a cigarette here, guys.
No.
Don't lean over me, please, Willow.
What are you doing, Mum? Am I what, Doc? What are you doing? I'm getting you a drink. Is my charger down there? I think my computer charger's there.
No, I've got your computer charger running this.
There's 2 chargers there.
I know. One for Mum, one for me.
Hang on, plug that onto there for your dad. Plug that onto there for your dad and just swap them over there. Okay.
Are you going to cry me a river?
No.
How is that plugged?
You don't remember my name. Okay,
Rat
so
bag.
he doesn't remember my name.
Rat bag.
They're trolling you.
It's okay. Her name.
Right,
Willow,
obviously, yeah.
Willow.
Yes, Willow. Obviously, the
Gone in
kids.
a minute.
Guys, her name is Wahini. No, it's Willow. Well, yeah, even Mum said it. Wahini Wahitch. That's her name. I'm just gonna unplug this and plug it back in again. And triple call back and call.
Oh, don't kill my computer, dude.
It's okay. I'm not destroying it. It's not gonna die. Hopefully.
If it does, so will you.
Let's stay off the computer, Willow.
I know you want to type something.
Oh, Max, don't stir the pot, dude.
Yes, he does. Hey, and guys, don't say who's Willow. Guys, if you type 1, 2, 3, then I'll give you $20.
Corbin, will you shut up?
Type 1, 2, 3, 4
it's
for
true,
$20.
Corbin.
It's the start of half term here in the UK, which means they're off for a week. Kerry's finished university now, and Mel's going to spend the week in the studio.
Right, say goodbye,
Type
kids.
1, 2, 3.
Say
And
goodbye,
I'll give you
kids.
$20.
1.
Goodbye.
Say goodnight.
2.
Good.
Drinks.
Night.
I need a drink. Treat.
Don't you be stirring the pot, Jace.
Doesn't matter if you have a red straw. You're not getting
You
die.
did put weathering powder
Go.
on before the show,
Go.
or is it just
I don't want to see.
right in this corner
Down
of the
again.
terrain mansion?
You were told.
I got this.
Willow.
Well, guys.
I'm not doing anything. Look, don't ruin the show yet, just because you're just being silly.
Come on.
And if you want, it is actually past your bedtimes if you want me to be, like, spot on. So, quiet, I forget about you. You stay up longer. Night, love you.
And relax. What does Corbin have? No idea. What do you mean?
A Milky Way crispy bar.
Everything he bloody wants, typically.
Spoiled.
Right, there we go. Back onto it. Right, we are 10 minutes to 10. Let them be kids, Mel. I don't mind them being kids, to be perfectly honest. But sometimes they bounce off each other. Yeah. Kez isn't on camera. Don't be silly. That's not going to happen. Favourite model you made? I still love that D-Day board. I mean, there's lots of boards I've done that I love. Yeah, but yeah. Sorry, Anthony, can't make out what you're trying to say, mate. Question, how big is a 2x2 board? Well, that's a question, isn't it? That's a real question. Hey, Crawley. I was going to say there's no better ad for you than the kids. Question: painting on the outside trim of board. I was thinking black. Yeah, I go with black generally. The only time I'd go with a different colour is if it fitted the theme of the game. So if it was like a World War II game, I'd may go for olive green, drab green. But generally black. You see, the one time that you don't want, the one issue with going with black is that you can get this situation where if, for example, you're doing sandboards, you can see the black just between the cracks where the boards join together. In that case, yeah, go with the main colour of the ground. So if it's sand, go with the yellow. It helps blend those edges in. What's the first piece of terrain you ever made? Well, the first model I ever made was this polystyrene lump from a plastic toy soldiers when I was about 6. Yeah, my first war games piece of terrain, I think I was 15. And it was a plaster bandage hill with about 15 layers of plaster bandage on it, and it was painted in green gloss paint. Indestructible. I used it as a step to reach my top shelf for a good long time. Any materials you stay clear from, apart from asbestos? No materials I specifically stay clear from. You know what I mean?
Apart from ones that you're standing or cutting that you need a mask for.
Yeah, but I don't stay clear of them. I just have to moderate.
Precautions.
Yeah. Would 35mm be a good height for a hovel for 28mm historical units or too tall? Probably would be okay. I mean, to be truthful, when it comes to 28mm, it doesn't really matter that much about the actual building size. As long as you've got the doors and the windows the right scale, the rest can be off. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we don't scale the building to the models. We scale the models to the doors and the windows. Yeah, that's how we actually do buildings. Question: using lightweight hydrocal for Herstocks molds to keep costs down. Suggestions: strengthen it, reduce break chips. I've used Cristacal Armate. Yeah, it's about a quarter of the price and about 6 times stronger. Lightweight hydrocal. You take precautions. You forgot we've seen you use a table saw. Calm down.
Yeah, but the trousers prove it.
How do you transport your terrain creation? I'm afraid it'll break when I need to send someone. Very carefully, mate.
Loads and loads of bubble wrapping.
Yeah, lots of bubble wrap, lots of packing, lots of space. Maybe a crate if it's a board. Have you ever thought of using uranium to do a black light board? Bugger off, Surreal. You done? That's the dog.
What now?
No, me and Colin had an argument. No, don't worry. So, I tried to go back into my own room, but Colin shut the door on me, so now
You're smiling at YouTube.
I can't get my stuff back.
Tell him, yeah, that if he doesn't give it you back, Mummy's coming up.
Okay.
And everything will be off and he'll be
Fee,
going to
fi,
bed.
fo, fum. Here comes Big Bad Mum. Question: Mel, how would you make a pathway through a forest with 6mm for a diorama? Don't flock it. Leave your bare earth showing. Fran says nice haircut.
Thank you.
Evening, Minty. Right, let me check the phone. Sorry, I ought to. No, sorted. Question: should that not be Corbin and I rather than me and Corbin? No, I'm common. Call it FaceTime. Every actress craves it. And Kez ain't an actress. She's an ecologist. Oh, I need to make a quick brew, so I'm going to switch the kettle on while you guys come up with some questions. Oh, Mel's getting old. Can you watch the questions there for me, Kat? You can read them from there, though, can't you? Brew.
Tell you what, they're like dead big. You read them on
She couldn't get across to read the screen without coming on the screen. You know how Kez feels about that? Ah, he was talking about Willow. Right, yeah. Rudy, it depends on the terrain. I make a lot of boards. When it comes to transport, I make a lot of boards, so they tend to be packaged in crates and stuff like that. When I make scatter terrain, I tend to know the box that the terrain is going into, and I make the terrain fit the box. Yeah.
Oh, you get big boxes and make boxes to fit the terrain.
Yeah. Okay, Mal, question. What's the best and worst thing about getting older? The best thing is your ability to tolerate, yeah, the world gets a lot better. The worst thing is you haven't got the energy to take advantage of it. How does Patreon work? It says per video. So if you do 10 videos a month, it would be $10 at the $1 level. It would be, but Patreon also has a cap. So you select how many videos at most a month you want to support. So if you say $1 for one video, yeah, then I will get that dollar for the first video I produced. If you say $1 for 5 videos, then the first 5 videos that month I'll get $1 for, and every other one I won't. Yeah, so although it says per video, yeah, there's a cap, and you decide how many videos a month you want to support. At the minute, I'm trying to do 5 or 6 because I'm trying to make the terrain shooter full time. I've got till, I reckon, the end of July, yeah, finance-wise and with commissions and what I've got going on and the video rate I'm putting out and Patreon at its current level. I've got till the end of July, yeah, to sort of make that happen and get the patronage and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Donate button would be more fun for Mal. He can't even afford charges for the kids.
Out. Out.
Alan White, I'm good, man, I'm good. What's the chance to see? Did you just see it?
Saw me, but
That'll be on the terrainiacs later, won't it? That'll be on the terrainiacs later, won't it? Will we see Kez in the studio? I don't know.
I don't mind in person. I don't think so bad. It's just on camera for some reason. I look like a monster.
I might convince her to come to salute with us one day. That should be on a t-shirt. What, Kez's butt?
My butt. You need a bloody big t-shirt.
Question, are there any actually good things inside that bag, or is it just regrets and sorrow? What? What are you going on about, man? Since when is Mel old? What? Are you even 40?
Yeah, please don't say he is, because if
Are you even 40?
I'm older. Yeah, you're over 40.
I'm 42? Yeah, 42. Question. Plan the board for the club and looking to create a crash site with initial impact creator and then the slide to its final resting place. What is the best material to achieve this? You want high density foam. You want to go to panel systems. Yeah? Get some HDF sheets, mate, and carve into that and then build up the edges with bits of foam and filler and air drying clay. Wow, that's more rare than a Bigfoot sighting. Bigfoot sighting?
Bigfoot sighting.
Question, new terrain pieces. What new terrain pieces are you looking forward to seeing when you go to UK Games Expo? I don't think I'm going to UK Games Expo.
When's that?
When is it? Is it this weekend coming or weekend after?
Weekend after is Corbyn's birthday weekend.
The bag is behind me says good things inside. I've got no idea what's inside it. 42, you're still a sapling, Mel.
My good thing.
Smoke your cig, man. I generally don't. It's a comfort thing.
Let me shape your beard.
No.
Go on.
No.
Let me do a Sean Connery.
No.
Go on,
No. 2nd of June. And 2nd of June, that's next
Friday.
weekend.
Next Friday. I only know because it's Archie's birthday. There isn't anything on, I don't think. The weekend after there is because it's TV's
Thing is, I've
birthday.
been before. Yeah, and it was like board games. Board gamers. And they're like young and couples.
And you feel old.
I feel weird. I stood there with a load of war gamers, yeah, and we looked round, yeah, and there were women everywhere, and it was like, this is the board game community. And I just turned around and went, we're definitely the geeks.
Nothing wrong with being a geek.
Anthony, yeah, just think Phoenix isn't until the 24th of June. That's the sort of hint that is.
I'm away the 20th, the end of that month. Jen still wants to go.
Kelser's got tickets for Nine Men Live. Yes, yes.
Did you?
No.
Jen still wants to go.
Go. Does she? Boom!
No, don't say that. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I mean, News Game won't blow up a bunch of Irish people.
Really? Did
Oh,
you really just say that?
Funny Irish people. I'm really dying to go though.
Listen.
Yeah. That wasn't a pun. I'm not getting the one in October with Willow.
What, Crazy Comania and the Mad Mothers shouldn't stop you going to see what you call it.
Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Question, do you do tutorials for 1/35th scale? Oh, that's 15mm, and to be truthful, there's not much difference between 15mm and 28mm. The techniques carry over, guys. I'm looking for some advice on terrain I'm building for my game, but I can't add the game's website link.
Just say what it is. Let me see what it is and I'll get it from mine for you.
I know Foreground are going to be at UK Games Expo.
Oh, right, cool.
Tell Kez you need her on your channel for a feminine viewership spike. I do quite well for the feminine viewers, I'll have you know. I'll have you know that
You would if you were in drag, you'd do even better.
A quarter of my viewers are of the feminine nature.
It's the geek, babe. They like the geek.
No, they like building fairy houses and stuff like that, and it translates well.
Well, you explain things easy.
Right, catch you later, Andrew.
Oh,
This one. There you go.
Thank you.
Later, Westy. Whatever happened to a step she was making with spray foam? It's in the rubbish outside, where she gave up on it.
No, that was because you had a cob on you. When are you doing this bloody thing?
Oh, yeah, you went, throw it. Warlord, Mantic, Crooked Dice, Fancy Fly, Games Workshop, Hawk Walk Games.
That might be worth going then.
Cheers, Jace. Thanks for that, bud.
What does he say?
I'm not reading it out.
What's he say?
I'm not reading it out.
Tell me.
No. You can tell her that, mate. I'm not telling her that. What's my background?
Eclectic, is that the word?
Eclectic.
Yeah, a bit of everything. Bit of everything nuts that you really wouldn't expect.
What are you talking about?
Your background.
No, I talk about military things a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have a bit of a mad background.
I do.
You've had a good life, really, for your age, haven't you, Duck?
I've had an interesting life.
With a white beard. That's kids. That's kids. You should do what I do and have it dyed grey. Then it actually looks like you've done it on purpose.
I don't need it dying grey.
That's what I've done. I've dyed it grey so it looks like I've done it.
Question, how long have you been doing these live chats now? When did you first start on YouTube? I think we're coming up to, what, 4 years of the terrain shooting now? I started the live shows pretty much within a month or two of starting on YouTube. No, with 6 months of starting on YouTube.
You used to have a blog before, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to do blogging on my Imperial Guard army, Corbania Prime.
That was your sort of getaway from the corporate world, wasn't it, babe? Your blog.
It was.
And my kitchen table.
If you do end up going, yeah, I will, guys, I will. I don't know if I'm going.
Is there any reason you can't?
Well, to be perfectly honest, yeah, we booked the tickets in advance last time, and I saw the bloody queue for the ones who didn't. Nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
A year ago, I started the live shows. No, I didn't, mate. I started them a
Before that.
long time ago. I mean, I remember I remember I was doing live shows before I had 1,000 subscribers.
Actually, yeah, and it's more than a year that you did those charity live events.
Yeah.
It's got to be 3 years since you did that 24 hour. No, 2 years.
Yeah.
3 years since you did that 24 hour one.
Yeah, love the look of your game. Just didn't get a chance to game with you. I don't think that's me.
Although you really should make an effort to game more.
I should.
You should. You have all the bits to do it.
Even you're insane. The queue at UK Games Expo is mental. I know. I do know. I saw it. I remember I remember we went up there and 2 of us had booked tickets and 1 of us hadn't. It took him ages to get in.
And that was just board game women last time. When there was queues that big.
Yeah, I think I will be at UK Games Expo.
You cheeky boy. Are you taking Corbin and Willow with you?
You'd love that, wouldn't you?
Actually, no,
we may have a patron.
They make worse than puppies.
William P. Nice one, buddy. William P's jumped on, and not only that, He's jumped on at that level. That gets an hour of my time a month. Nice one, bud.
Thank you.
Get him on the screen. Clickety click. Thank you, buddy. Question, what's the oldest project you have sitting? If it's the Burma board, what else? To be truthful, I'm actually caught up on terrain projects. Do you know what I mean?
Apart from the ark, but that has got to be brought back to you. That's
Yeah,
not on
that
your
board's
side.
got to be brought back to me, and I've got to sort that out. I need to get in touch with Paul and get that squared away.
But that's the only other thing.
Yeah. Nice one. Thank you, Jace.
They're in the bathroom doing something. I can hear them. I found the toothpaste in Willow's bedroom window. And your clippers in Corbin's bedroom.
All right. Any more for any more? With all the terrain stuff you do, I take it you struggle to get much miniature hobbying done. I do, mate. You know, when a lot of the time that I get back from the studio and yeah, I'll have my editing to do and that sort of stuff. And by the time I've finished like my video editing, got something on a render and that sort of stuff, I'm a bit burnt out of hobby. You know what I mean? I mean, I do enjoy hobbying and I do enjoy gaming. Yeah, but it's just sometimes I need a kick up the backside to get it done because I'm doing so much. I mean, you know, I see terrain, I see hobby all the time, all the time. Cheers, Bill. What happens to all the terrain you've built over the years? Generally, I build it for people. You know what I mean? So it tends to get built and goes.
What a baby. Thank you.
Question, best way to build accurate 6mm islands and sea foam? You need to, well, it depends. Are you talking like scattered terrain to put on top of like an ocean map? If you are, you want to build them on thin foam board. Yeah. Use something like an acrylic gel mixed with a blue paint or a blue ink. Yeah, and then just dry brush on the peaks where you stipple it on for the foam. Thanks, Templar. No and no. I need to. Sitting in the studio, I should. Yeah, YouTube is. It is a challenging job because on top of that, you know, terrain tutorials aren't quick things to do. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I know say the 2x2 board, that was a relatively easy video to do, but that's a rarity. You know, it takes a lot of time to do these videos, where either it's time in building a single piece and editing it up, or it's keeping track of what I'm actually doing over a long project. Because, you know, the video comprises sections of the whole project. What diameter would you make a good 28mm Roman gladiator amphitheatre? I don't know, mate, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the ones in Chester, they would, if I was to do those at 28mm, you're probably only looking at about internal of about 12 inches. Yeah? If you were looking at something like, you know, the Colosseum, that's going to be pretty close to a 4 foot, 5 foot. as you're doing it all the time, does it become more of a job than a hobby, therefore not enjoying it as much? Yes and no. Yes, it does. It brings in things which you don't get with the hobby, like time pressures and getting it right. If I screw up a tutorial in such a way that it becomes unusable, yeah, that's lost time for me. And because it's a job, it's also lost income. Okay, so that there's the external pressures, but I get a genuine reward from doing the terrain tutor. Yeah, I love doing it. You know what I mean, and helping people. It's incredibly emotionally rewarding as well as financially supporting the family, and so this pays off. Yeah, I do lose the bit of the hobby from it, but how many people get to do a job they really love? You know what I mean? Nothing. You never get everything in life. What's the smallest terrain board you've ever made? Probably a 1x1 square, like a little diorama piece. Mhm. What? Right, guys, last 15 minutes. Get your questions in if you've got any final ones. I have a port board that I have to do water to. I was going to put down resin and then Liquitex gel like your D-Day boards. Should I just skip the resin? You can do, mate. Paint it blue, give it a coat of gloss varnish, then put your Liquitex, then go down and put what you call it. I think I used a Creo Vallejo acrylics.
Monsoon Susan.
Monsignor Susan, yeah, for the D-Day board. But you can use any acrylic medium, a tough, clear acrylic medium with a blue ink in or a blue paint. Yeah, John, you're right on that. I have no idea what the conversation is in Japanese, but Jace is handling it. I brought a texture roller from Grease's World. What phone should I use to get a good impression? Will pink insulation foam work? Yeah, pink will do, blue will do, green will do. Any of those. Basically, high density foam you want for that sort of stuff. You're not going to get a good impression on expanded foam, which is the white bobbly stuff. Is it possible to use ceiling silicone used in bathrooms, such to make water for a river using transparent silicone? Certainly, works well. I shouldn't what? I shouldn't move this hand or this one. It's actually Chinese, Mel. Is it? Right, okay. I'll leave that to you, Jace. No worries, biker boy. What's the best way of getting backing paper off foam board? Gently heat it with a heat gun, melt the glue and just peel it off, mate. If it's any consolation, I referred to your vid today, Mel, about painting and weathering wood. Wish I could afford to do a patron, but I meant, oh, don't worry about it, mate. Any support is good. And I appreciate that, you know, everyone can't do a Patreon. You know, I get that. Frank's saying if you get foam board from Dollar Tree in the US, it just peels off easy peasy. Nice. Question, what's the best terrain tip you have received from someone else? Probably not a terrain tip or a way of looking at it. Bill for Terrainaholic. Yeah, he was the one who sort of captioned that terrain is 50% making it, 50% hiding where you've screwed up. Yeah, and it's a very good way of looking at it because it allows you to forgive your failures and not have to go back and correct something because you simply accept I'm going to be hiding it later. You know what I mean? Yeah, so a way of looking at terrain, and that was from Bill Terrainaholic. Jace is finding emoticons we see. He's getting bored in the last 10 minutes. It is the right arm mount. Look, I'm not doing anything silly. It's over here. It's by my knee. See? I'm not that blessed. Advice I've found using real stone and slate in small amounts makes a huge difference to realism. Certainly does. I've used slate before. I've used stones before. Personal question: how did you and Kez meet? Through friends. She worked with the wife of my best friend at the time. Met at their house, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. We did. Just after you'd come over from martial arts, I remember that.
Mm. Nice one, Cat. Cat Swift. Do I know you, Cat? You're not one of the spoders, are you? That name rings a bell. Oh, Jace, you can calm down, lad. Yep, I've sent you money. Right, that's where I know you from. Never forget a patron. Anthony's just had a notification from YouTube saying Mel is going live. Good old YouTube. What do you mean now, Cat? Just check quick. Kids can know. On West Coast US, you're not one of the spoders then. I've been a long commute. Grawley's lair uses real crystals for terrain. You're growing your own crystals, dude.
That's steady.
How do I get to see the patron videos? I need to add you to the access list, but patrons YouTube are messing around at the minute. Yeah, they were, it used to work that you could make videos private but share them with a Google Plus circle. And so I had a patron circle. Yeah, and I could, and if you were in the patron circle, you could just go and view them. But now they've changed it to a method where you have to enter people's email address, yeah, per video. And you can't bulk load email addresses to give access. And so that's a lot of email addresses to add to a video individually. Zex saying, started watching your channel a couple of months ago, and I've got to say, awesome work, Mel. Keep it up. Thank you, buddy. Did you get out of the studio on Monday before the B-bomb landed? Oh, hell yes, Jace.
Oh. I don't sort these the fighting.
Clear quartz is only a couple of quid for a bag full. Is that right, mate? Is that how cheap it is? Define a bag full. surreal. I might start doing a terrain challenge vid when someone gives me random junk and make it into something. I wouldn't risk it. Knowing you lot, the stuff you'd send me. Calm down, Jace. Fit into the palm of your hand. That's alright, isn't it? You do something volcanic with that. Question, when was the last time you built a board and were given free rein to do what you wanted? To be truthful, that was probably the D-Day board. Because Mark just turned around and he said, I just want like a D-Day board. And I just gave him a quick couple of sketches. He agreed with one, and then I changed my mind mid-build and just built something completely different. And he was like, I didn't even give him a choice. He found out about my change in design plans same time as everyone else when he watched the YouTube video. Sorry, Mark. Your videos are my primary source for terrain making now, Mal. Nice one, dude. Have a good one, Piston. Right, catch you later, Max. The D-Day board was one of your best works. I did enjoy making that one. I could make the hell. I could make such a. Ant, I'm not reading that out. Oh, you calm down, Frank. She's mine. Get your hands off. Well, I think we've caught up with the questions now, haven't we? It's been another really good session. I've had a cracking time tonight. Do you ever think of contacting someone like Woodland Phoenix to do their official videos? Theirs are decades old. I'd rather not. I'd rather make videos for me and you guys, you know what I mean, than make videos for companies. Not just that, I can be honest on my own videos. If you make videos for companies, then I'm not saying you can't. Well, I am saying you can't be honest because they want their video, they're not going to want you to highlight problems on their official videos. Yeah, so I like my independence, and that independence comes from you guys, the PayPalers and the patrons. Because that way I don't have to go to companies asking them if I can make terrain builds with their products and then be really nice about, their products. Atomic God, that'd be good. We've got a massive storm coming over the English Channel. This has to be one of the most sedate and sane chats in a long time. Quite possibly, yes. Thank you, Gregory. Right, guys, I think I'm going to call it. Okay, running up, what have we got? 10 terrain builds from terrainiacs every 3 months or so. I've been playing around with an idea along those lines, but I need to get rolling with the terrain tutorials and what I'm doing already to secure, the patron money and, Google ads and to cover the bills after July, to be perfectly honest, But it is something I've been thinking about. Yeah, Darren, exactly. Right, I'm going to call it this week. Coming up on Tuesday, we've got a basic, the overview of the Turf War Z project. Now that pretty much wraps it all up. Yeah, and that'll be the last video on that. And it's the standard overviews that I do where I talk about the project and the different things. So you've got that on Tuesday, and then you're looking at probably a product review on the Thursday after. Yeah, because like I say, I was sort of caught unawares. Yeah, so my trenches aren't finished yet. And then the week after, we'll be looking at trenches. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it now. We are on 10:29. That'll do. Right, guys, listen, it has been a cracking Sunday night. Yeah, thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for your support. You know, that you guys who signed, well, Will who signed up on what you call it, Patreon, and Gaz who did the PayPal thing. Yeah, I do appreciate it, guys. I really do. I'll be back on Tuesday. Yeah, video should be out on Tuesday, and I'll see you after that, I reckon. I should see you next Sunday night, I imagine. I'll see you soon. All the best, yeah? Sarah. Right, gotta find some buttons to click. Buttons, buttons, buttons. Which button makes it go away? Bye-bye.